I'm here to share my passion for horses and the sport of working equitation. Having tried most disciplines over the years, the main thing I love about working equitation is its versatility. Whether you're aiming for competitions or just something new to bring variety to your schooling at home, it's super training and has a multitude of benefits for all levels of horses and riders, and you really don't need the next Allegro to do this sport. Literally any breed and type of horse can do it well, and it's all about the training and the partnership and the trust you develop with your horse. A lot of my horsey friends had never heard of the sport, and they may have seen a YouTube video or something on my Facebook, and when I asked them, why don't you give it a try, most of them say, my horse would never do that, or I just wouldn't know where to start. So I really hope these videos help with that and encourage you to give it a go. If you find it helpful, please share them with your friends, give it a like, and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and happy training! When friends ask me about working equitation, or they come to mind to have a go around the obstacles, the obstacle they're most excited normally to try, or it sticks in their mind from watching videos, is what they call stabbing a ring off a bull. And now if you look on YouTube, there's loads of videos of pros doing this and making it look super easy. And actually it's one of the harder obstacles to do, especially it can be quite daunting for first time riders or novice first time horses when they first approach a scary obstacle. So there's a few things I've found that can help break it down and make it easier, and step by step build your horse and your confidence so that you can canter and do it like you would see the pros do it in the videos. So the first step, if you've got a novice horse or you're a bit nervous, I would always start on the ground, because if you've ever tried to measure a horse, some of them actually don't like big sticks being next to them. So on the withers, you always have to carry the Varra in your right hand, so it's good to get them used to having a Varra on their right side of their body. Now not everybody has a good Varra, so you can be inventive with this. So we can start with a broom handle is always a very good option because it's nice and light, it's easy to maneuver, it's not quite as scary. And then you can also make whatever you've got lying around, like a curtain rail or a nice plastic post, or if you're very lucky you can get eventually a good Varra. So when you've got your horse and they're nice and calm, she's seen the Varra maybe 2 or 3 times, so the broom handle shouldn't be too scary, but let them sniff it, let them see it, so it's not a scary thing. Pat them if they like a scratch, you can scratch them with it. Good girl. But they've got to accept it. For when your rider's on board, they've got to accept it on the shoulder. You've also got to check the butt button, because you don't want to accidentally touch them on the bum and have them react. So you've got to check that you can touch them there, and then also that you can put it slightly by her face, because that's the position it's going to be in when, good girl, when you get the ring. So you can see she's actually quite used to this now, it's not a problem, which is good. But if your horse does react, just stay calm, take it away, settle them down, and then come at them again until they're just nice and calm like this. And then also sometimes horses are very calm standing still, and then when you go to walk forward, they think the pole is chasing them. So do always check that you can walk your horse forward with the Varra and do the same thing. So touch the neck, touch the butt button, good girl, and just have it by her head so that she sees it, good girl. So she's okay with that. So she'd be ready to move on to the next step, which is rhythm. So she's quite used to the broom handle, but she's never actually seen the big Varra. So this is the bigger one, good girl. Not paying attention because she's looking at that other horse. But you can see it's a lot harder to handle, which is why the broom handle is good to start with. And because it's longer, they can actually see it from their opposite side. Can you see there? Good girl. So that's quite an important thing, that they see it and then they don't. She looks a little worried, but she's coping with it fine. So we just do that again. Good girl. Because when you're riding, you're going to see it slightly on both sides. Good girl. Good. So before you jump on and try galloping around with the pole, it's a good idea just to check that the noise of the barrel doesn't scare the horse. So when you put the Varra back in, you can make quite a big clattering noise. And again, she's done this a few times now. The first time she was shooting off the side. So you do just need to check that it doesn't make a noise and there's no overreaction, so that's good. If you don't have a barrel, you can use just a normal dustbin, but they do obviously tip over a lot more easily, so do make sure you put a big weight like a log or a sandbag or something in the bottom of it, because when you put your Varra back in, it will probably just do that. Make sure you put a weight in the bottom. Good girl, because that can be quite scary for a horse that's not seen that before as well. Good girl. So the next stage, once your horse is happy on the ground, is to see if you can actually walk in a straight line past the scary obstacle one-handed. I would try this before picking up the Varra, just to make sure you can do it, because it's a lot harder than you think, especially with a more novice horse. Now obviously the more trained your horse is, the easier this is, because you can use your seat and legs to help you steer. So at this stage you need to be able to do it with your reins in your left hand, because your right hand is going to be busy with the Varra. So on a snaffle you would just bridge your reins like you would going cross country, so that you've got both reins in one hand and your right hand free. So you bridge them, walk forward. Can I leg yield? Yep, towards the barrel. I could pick that up, but I won't just this time. And never walk when you're warming up. Try and walk past the scary bull in the line you're going to do it. Never ride directly at it at the other 90 degrees on. And then again, use your legs a little bit to keep straight, as close to the barrel as you could be. Good girl. So when you're warming up and you're introducing your horse to your homemade bull, and this can be any solid object. So I've got this one here is made out of rubber with 2 electric fence posts. It's not really a bull, it looks a bit more like a bunny rabbit crossed with a dragon, but it's a solid black object. They're not always black either, so if you're getting inventive, you can make it out of anything. If you've got a handyman, a nice wooden one is lovely, and you can paint it. My very first one was made out of cardboard, and that terrified all the horses on the yard for about a week. So it's a great idea, just make anything you can in the sort of shape. And then when you're introducing it, don't try and do it straight away. Work around it, just do your normal schooling so that it doesn't become a big thing. Try not to ride your horse directly at it in this fashion, because they can't see straight ahead of them, so you don't want them coming in all scared. You want to try and find lines past it so you can turn their head away and just get them used to passing it without anything exciting happening. So this chap is gradually getting used to it, but if I tried to come along this straight line one-handed, there's no way I'd have made it past. Good boy. Good lad. That's why it's always good to just check that they'll go past the bull calmly in a straight line before you start with the big Varra. So once you've tried everything in hand and you're confident your horse isn't scared of the Varra / broomstick, it's a good idea if you've got a friend who can help you just with the next step, because it gives you confidence while you work out how to handle the Varra, and it can help give the horse confidence too. I'm going to lead him. Put the reins all in my hand. Get that. That's it. And then shuffle it up. That's it. Point down towards where you've been stabbing the ring. That's it. And then back up again. And I'm going to walk on and keep doing it. Without hitting the helper on the head. Then we get to the ring. And then shuffle it further up the hand. Noise of the broom handle going in the bin can be quite scary for a new horse, so that was very good. So the last stage is to put all 3 parts together. So just make sure you're ready. You've got your bridge reins, you're nice and straight. You pick up your Varra or your drain pipe in this case. Get it nice and straight. Use your legs. Lift the ring if you can. If you don't worry, keep going. Catch it with your thumb, and then nice straight line. Use your legs to keep straight, and then place. Ready for the yeah, very ready. And ride straight afterwards. So once you're happy doing it in walk, you can build up. You can do it in trot, and then in canter. When you're in canter, it should be on the right lead, and you can make it harder then by having the longer Varra or a more scary bull, or a smaller ring, because all of these things vary depending on the venue of the competitions. And yeah, so it's build up slowly, be confident with your horse, let your horse see the obstacle and be confident with it, and then most importantly, have fun.